Welcome back to Magic Ministries. I hope you're all doing well, my loves. This is, another daily message for all of us. We are going to dive into the Soul Truth deck by Brienne Hovey, just like we always do. Hello that way. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Also, episode 10 released earlier today in the Conversations with God series, if you've been following along in that. It is a rather lengthy video, but it was about relationships today, and I feel like a lot of people kind of need that confirmation that came out. So definitely go watch that video if you guys are having issues in that respect. Or even if you're not having issues in that respect, honestly, I always get something out of every chapter, whether it's relating to me or not. All right. We will get 3, as we always do. Maybe. Let's see. Bingo. 3. All right, we'll go bottom to the top today. And we actually have I want to say this other card came out earlier this week, or last week, but we'll see, okay? All right. What are you most afraid of losing, my friends? This is a very valid question right now as things are changing. We are finding a lot more fear when we look outside of ourselves, and all that's really asking us to do is go back within and find that still peaceful center, okay? The back of the card says, as we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? And what if it was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Funny, this card came out because that's exactly what we were talking about in today's Conversations with God video. Funny how these things always sync up. So, our first action for today says to name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you are going. Our mantra for today says, I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved. I am safe. And I belong. I love that mantra. And then that brings us to our second question. Are you apologizing for your truth? Right? Because most often when we're afraid of losing things, it's, because we're afraid that they're going to go away because we told the truth about something, right? So what part of you is apologizing for your truth, my friends? And why? Today, be proud of your truth. Catch yourself when you want to apologize or withhold parts of it, because you never know whose life you'll change when you are brave enough to speak about it. Be the lighthouse that shines on the courage that lives in all of us. And this will give others permission to speak their own truth. There is room for all of us. Remember, courage is definitely contagious. Definitely something we want to catch on as well. I mean, if anything has to be contagious, it should be truth and courage, right? And this leads directly to our last question. What can you burn? And the answer to that is, burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Because your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. use them, right? So make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you, my friends. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Just remember, by your reaction to your current creation, you're calling in what's coming next. So what is your emotional GPS telling you is coming? And are you listening? All good, solid questions and advice for today. And I cannot say it loud enough. You are not alone in this journey. Those of us who have already passed through this point are here to lend you a hand in that. And those of us who are still going through it, well, we can lend a hand too, just by, well, commiserating with the fact that you are not alone. We're all going through this process in some way, shape, or form. We're not being allowed to skirt around it. We have to do the work, or we're leaving, you know? Very often those who have made that transition before us have done so because, well, they finished the work they came here to do. And you're either here to learn a lesson or be a lesson. But the choice is yours, right? So try to make it a good lesson. Speaking of lessons, how about we dive into a little bit more affirmators, and we'll get a little bit of a more humorous look at life today. Pure rage, huh? Are you feeling a little rageful, my love? That is definitely a valid emotion right now when you look at what the world is creating for itself. But remember, we're all doing it collectively in one way, shape, or form, either by participating or by not. Because even not making a choice is still a choice. All right, let's try to get 3 of these. How can we step more into our truth while not apologizing for it? And we get 3 again. Ooh, 0 for 2 today. But there are good things to come, and this is why we have been asked to do this clearing, everyone. We spoke about this last week, and it is definitely that is totally true that way. Lesson is definitely why they call it a less on, right? That is definitely true. We also get everyone is a teacher. I'll go back and read these in just a second. Remember, you are sent nothing but angels. Some of them just wear the hats of bad guys because they are the lesson, right? And that's where that comes from. And then power. Here it is. We're being asked to take back that power and stop giving it away to those people who don't even freaking deserve the credit, right? So, good things to come. There are so many amazing gifts coming your way. You can't see them now because, well, we respect the general convention of not peeking under the wrapping paper. But they will show up when the time is just right. And that's when you'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised, right? Sometimes the greatest joy is in the not knowing, in the being surprised. And that's one of the biggest things in life we kind of need to lean into more and more is that faith that, well, the universe has our back and wants only what we want for us. The question is, are we really letting the universe know what it is we want and who we want to be? And that's where everyone's a teacher comes in, right? Because everyone you cross paths with is a teacher in that moment. The ones who give you the fun lessons are called friends. The ones who give you the hard lessons, you sometimes call assholes. They've chosen a tough job, though, but someone's got to do it. So today, we're going to thank all those assholes. Thank you, assholes, for playing your part and making us better people. by showing us how we don't want to be, right? And that's where the power comes in, because you are strong, you are grounded, and you are powerful, and you're like a cross between a dinosaur and a tank, but not a tank that's used for war. You're like a peaceful, loving dino tank who feels so strongly it doesn't need to do anything, but just be who and what you are, right? So take that power back and be that dino tank of love. It's what you came here to do. Right? For real. Okay. I agree. But sometimes those lessons get louder and louder because, well, we need to react differently than we have before. And there's always something to learn. Okay, so today I think, let's see, what is today? Wednesday? Let's get a money and law of attraction card, because I feel ultimately today is really about our own personal abundance rather than anything else. We're really being asked to harness that which is going to bring us the quickest and easiest results. And I feel like that's really why the power card is coming out with good things to come and reminding us that, you know, everyone's a teacher. We sometimes get stuck in the bullshit, and we're kind of being asked to kind of pull our heads out of that and back where they belong, which is in our hearts, right? Following that breadcrumb trail that our soul's been leading us. So let's try, we'll try to get 3 out of here, but we'll see what we get. Oh, let me see. Is it 3 again? Oh, it's 4. That's okay. I'll take 4. All right, let's see what Esther and Jerry Hicks have to remind us about the teachings of Abraham. And we get the 56 card. Here's our first 11. Make a wish, my loves, right? This is the shortage of time or money is perceptual card, okay? And I just love this card. Reminds me of the Ace of Cups and how it's always being overfilled, right? You're just getting more and more and more and more of what it is that you expect. So I hope you're expecting love and joy and miracles, because that's what you deserve, right? So if you're feeling a shortage of time or money, your best effort would be to focus upon better feeling thoughts and do more things that make you feel good. Your time is a perceptual thing. And even though the clock is ticking the same for everyone, your alignment affects your perceptions as well as the results that you allow. So as you observe the enormous differences in the effort that people apply and the results they achieve, you have to conclude that there is more to the equation of achieving than action alone, right? A lot of it has to do with faith. The faith that you can even have what it is that you ask for and that the universe is bringing it to you, right? Again, take back that power because there's good things to come, right? And that is the 51 card is the next one. And this is kind of our own personal maze of thoughts, right? It says, I can follow the trails of good feeling thoughts. So we want to follow those things that make us feel good, right? And we want to bring more and more and more of those into our life. And we do that by focusing on those things, because what you focus on grows. So if you're always focusing on the things that you don't have, well, you're going to continue to not have those things. And you're probably going to end up not having a few more as well, because that's what you expect from life. Whereas if you're expecting joy and miracles and magic, what do you think is going to show up? Joy, miracles, and magic. Right? So says most people have put anything that earns money in the category of the things that I have to do. And that's why the money often comes so hard. If you're wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts by deliberately looking for positive aspects along your way, you will come into the vibrational alignment with who you really are and with the things you really want. And once you do that, the universe must deliver to you a viable means to achieve your desires, right? And ultimately, that is what it's all about. It's not necessarily about our wants, but our preferences. So we're getting really clear about those things that we prefer to have in our lives. And, well, those things that we would prefer kick rocks. And that leads us into our next card, which is the 17 card in this deck. And it says the law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. And this is a great teaching from Abraham. The realization that something is not as you want it to be is an important first step. But once you have identified that, the faster you're able to turn your attention in the direction of a solution, the better. Because a continuing exploration of the problem will prevent you from finding the solution. The problem is a different vibrational frequency from the solution, and all thoughts or vibrations are affected or managed by the law of attraction. And we know that the law of attraction states that like attracts like, right? So if you're having a shitty day and you're really stuck in that, chances are more shit is going to get heaped on your day. Whereas if you wake up and say, today is going to be the most amazing day ever, and you can stay in that vibration, miracles are going to happen left, right, and center, and you are going to be happy as a pig in shit and not know what in the world to do with your day. Okay? Enjoy it. It happens rarely. We can stay in that high vibration. So if you're doing it on the regular, you're doing something right. Good job. This brings us to the best question yet. Okay? This reminds us that we can earn money doing what we love to do. It's the 58 card. Okay? So as you practice your more positive, better feeling story, in time your pleasure will become the dominant vibration within you. And then as you couple your pleasure with your means of earning, the two will blend perfectly and enhance each other. There is no better way to earn money than to do the things you love to do. Money can flow into your experience through endless avenues. It's not the choice of the craft that limits the money that flows, but only your attitude towards it, right? And this can apply to everything, not just money, but also to your love relationships, your family relationships, your financial situations, obviously, even your job. Maybe most especially your job. This is what it applies to. So really get into what it is that you prefer, right? Do you want to have a job where you're gone all the time and totally stressed out, and then when you get home, you just hate life? Or would you rather make a butt ton of money doing something that you think is fantastic and fun, and maybe for you is a game, but maybe for someone else it's really difficult, and well, they pay you the money to do for them what they cannot. And that's how the exchange works, right? We are all pieces of one whole, and it's like a big giant puzzle, right? And you got to find those puzzle pieces that you fit with. And you do that by your own emotional vibration. So remember, there's good things to come. Shortages of time and money are your perception of them. Remember, you are that Dino love tank, and everyone is a teacher right now. So what lessons are you expecting? And are you having faith that the universe has your back? Because you should, because it does. Now, let's do something fun, and we'll pull crystal cards for those of you who have popped into the chat. If you have not put your name in the chat, please do so now. Otherwise, I'm just going to pull one for that way. Let's see if you're getting a different card, doll. Pardon me. That way. Ooh, you get Unikite today. I love it. Here is a live example of what that looks like. Okay. And it's usually predominantly green with lots of pink in it. Indeed. Remember that this helps to understand the underlying cause of challenges in your relationships, balances the mind and emotions, and also promotes good connections with supportive friends and family. The affirmation for Unikite that way says, my emotions are balanced and I react to others in an objective and loving way. Right. Fantastic stone to work with. I highly recommend. I actually ran across mine randomly. My husband and I were just out driving around and we stopped in at this little store and they had it in their little display window. And my husband just felt compelled to get it for me. It was probably a month after my mom died and I was a mess. And that necklace really saved my ass. So maybe you'll find some help in that energetically. All right, my loves. That's going to be it for today. I'm trying to keep these under 30 minutes, or well, I was trying to keep it under 20 minutes, but we're a little bit over. That's okay. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing this space with me every day. I couldn't do this, what I love, without you. Be good. Be good to each other. That's how you change the world every day, one soul at a time. Start with yours. And I'll be here again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific. Go out. Be that lighthouse that you are. Take your power back. Be that dino tank of love. And know that my love joins yours as well. And in that, we are much more powerful together. See y'all tomorrow, everyone. Love you.